So to start off, 2024 is not 2025 SEO. We're seeing AI overview and tons of other features pour into the Google search. What does this mean for us as SEOers? Well, let's dive into it. I'll show you a behind the scenes look at what we're doing to get sites ranking in 2025. Here's the 3 top SEO optimizations that we're using right now. Number 1, topical authority over keywords. Number 2, human optimized AI content. Number 3, eat signals. And number 4, I'll go through a bunch of random things. You'll be surprised. All right, topical authority. Everybody talks about it. I've actually got a video. I'll link it below if you want to learn more about it. But if you don't know the concept, essentially a few years ago, there was a term called topical authority or topical mapping. This started to circle around the SEO environment of people who work on websites, optimize websites. And what we saw at that time is that this no longer was a concept. What topical authority is how well does your website rank for that thing? And what we mean by that is, let's just say, give you a simple instance here of your website is about dogs. Specifically, it's about German Shepherds. And you have a bunch of blogs on that website that specifically talk about all of these different things for German Shepherds. Best shampoo, best places to walk them, what German Shepherds like for you to do when they're sad, so on and so forth. You are going to be a topical authority in the Google search space. So think you have your little crown. Your website is going to be into depth about German Shepherds and how to take care of them. That's what topical authority is essentially you take a subject, you cover that subject, and you master that subject in the topical content. We are doing this right now. I'll show you on screen some different results of what we saw of just a year implementation of really going in and from a user perspective answering. And by user perspective, what does that mean? What that means is answering the real questions that people really have and answering them in a real way. And for instance, with the German Shepherd, what we were talking about on those different pages. So we go down to shampoo. Next, we even have a hierarchy. We go down into and we talk about the types of shampoo. Like here's a list of brands you can use, and you can just keep going down on. You could connect in there. These are good different dog cleaning tools you can use to clean your dog. As you see, that website more and more becomes a topical authority. It becomes a master. It covers all the topics of that subject. So number 2, human AI optimized content. What this is AI content with a human's input and a human's overlay. There was a huge study done by Ahrefs, and that study showed that Google really doesn't care if you're using AI optimized content. All they care about is that users are engaging with what you're writing, and it's leading them to conversion actions, time on page, and more engagement with your website. And so when you create content, specify in the end, those are the results you want to achieve. Keep people on your website longer, convert them into whatever you want to convert them into. Don't be concerned with this whole AI, is this written by AI anymore. Be concerned with, is this content actually working? Because the AI to non-AI content from this test that Ahrefs did, where they can believe that they compared hundreds of thousands or millions of web pages, they found that the rankings, there was no disparity in the difference of AI content ranks just as well as human content. All right. Moving on. Number 3 on the list is eat signals. So a few years ago, to eat, which is expertise, authority, trust. It's one of the acronyms that Google uses as really the understanding of how its model, its algorithm ranks websites. There was one more E added for experience. So we know from Google's leak, they're tracking, and we always knew this, what you're doing on their browser with the websites that they're ranking. They're using that information, feeding it back in some way. To what level, we don't actually know that, but we do know they're looking at how much are you engaging with that website. So the experience for them to put it in eat, well, it makes a lot more sense now, even though they denied it before, but that's a whole nother story. The other 3, expertise, authority, and trust, which really overlap, especially authority and trust. What this means is you need to either be building a name for yourself online, so multiple profiles, when people look you up, they know about you. That gives you to Google an authority in their referral space, because that's all Google is, right? It's just a big referral engine. So if you're not building an online profile where you have rep and the the content you're posting on your website, it's not going to have really that authority in it. So the trust is that you're linking off to websites, you're citing the information that you have, and that website is appealing to other sources for what it's stating to be fact, so on and so forth. But what I would say is getting guest writers on your website who do have authority. There's a lot of people who, even at a low cost, they will write articles for you, put those on, you put them on as an author, you set up in your schema that they are the author. Well, Google's going to come back and they'll reference and see that at least blog post will have more authority. In that case, is that huge? Really, at the end of the day, I don't think so. But going about, and as time goes on, it's only going to get more and more as an important factor in taking pages that are ranking and differentiating them from other pages. And it could be one of the things that they zero in on by putting the professionals or the articles they can see are written by the professionals in a higher classification of their algorithm for the ranking. So why not? So on that end too, expertise just in your writing, whatever you're doing, be showing that you have a unique view. This whole expertise, it's kind of described or is described in their overall language, but how important is it overall? I don't think the E is the super most important, but I do think it is very relevant, especially as time goes on and people depend online more. They want to know that the website that they're on or Google sending their user to, that you're having a great experience on that website, that there's expertise, that they do have the authority and trust indicators, and those are things that they're using to rank web pages. Now, the final thing here, these are just some other things you can be doing, is rich snippets. So make sure on your pages, not only are, this is a important one, not only are you naming and putting in snippets for information such as facts, such as author, so on and so forth. These are all snippets of information because the AI overview, okay? If you go in and look at the AI overview yourself in Google, what you will see, it does show you on the right side the websites it's pulling that information from. A lot of that information is derived from snippets. So very important thing to do. Second thing is make sure you're naming all your images on your pages with specific title tags. Image search is getting bigger and bigger, so it's only going to help you in the long run. It also will help to the credibility of your page and what the keyword that it's focused on. And then from there, the final thing, just overall, keep doing active SEO. Keep improving your website, keep working on it. And if you're finding wins in whatever area of SEO, focus in on those areas, apply these techniques, and you're guaranteed to keep ranking. All right, thank you. This has been my 2025 SEO overview so far. What's working for us? You can take some of these tactics, use them yourself, and I hope that these help you to get your website ranking. And have a great day. It's Caleb Nation. See ya.